Good morning. I'm Cito Beltran. You are watching Agenda on Signal TV. We are part of the One News Group. Today is April 3, 2020, and let's get the ball rolling. Let's find out what government here in the Philippines is planning to do, is doing, and let's begin with that with the chief implementer of the COVID-19 action plan. He is the presidential advisor on the peace process and also the cabinet secretary assigned to take care of this setup. Secretary Galvez, magandang umaga po sa inyo. Secretary,
magandang umaga po sa inyo, sir. Morning po, sir. Good morning po.
Good morning, Sec. And I know you're mobile and we'll just try to make this as quick as possible. Ang lumalabas pong balita is that you will be implementing the forced confinement, isolation ng mga PUI and PUM and determining locations. Ano na po ba ang situation? What is your office planning to do?
Ang inano po namin ngayon ay pinaprepare namin po ngayon ang mga quarantine facilities. Nandito po ako ngayon sa Philippine, ito pong yung Rizal Memorial Coliseum. Dito po makikita po kami ni Secretary Duque dahil pinaprepare po namin yung 200 beds na for mild COVID or yung mga PUIs na mapupunta po dito. Ang ano po namin talaga ay mapagsama-sama po yung mga potential carrier kasi ang ano po namin strategy po natin ngayon is carrier-centric, meaning i-isolate po natin talaga yung mga PUIs at saka PUM sa mga community para talaga pong matanggal po natin ang threat.
Okay, Secretary Galvez, pagpasensyahan mo na, alam mo naman sa Philippine history, meron tayong mga nakaraan na kinakabahan ng tao when you talk about forced isolation and then dadalhin sa Rizal Memorial. You know, it brings back memories of the Japanese occupation, martial law, etc. Kamusta na po ba yung magiging setup dyan? Will it be hospital-like? Will it be like a dormitory or para bang mga kwarto-kwarto, selda yan? Para sa inyo na po manggaling, Secretary.
Ano po ito, para po ito magiging quarantine, parang magiging hospital like po ito na parang mas hospital na nakita natin ginagawa naman po ng dapat mailayo po natin ito sa sa previous history natin. Iba po ito kasi pandemic. Marami po tayong kailangan na igawa dahil kasi marami tayong mga limitations. Unang-una, maganda po kasi itong yung mass quarantine area dahil kasi sa ospital po kailangan yung 200 beds, kailangan po ng maraming doktor, kailangan po tayo ng mga maraming PPEs. Ito po sa Rizal Memorial, 3 doktor lang po ang kailangan at saka 50 nurses in 3 shifts na po 'yon. So marami po tayong magkakaroon ng ma-economize po natin ng mga equipment at saka madali po nating ma-monitor yung mga PUIs kasi kung hayaan po natin sila nasa kanilang mga bahay, alam po natin na yung mga yung mga urban poor hindi po talaga makapag ng social distancing dahil kasi alam naman natin na makahalit ang kanilang bahay. Kaya nakakahawa-hawaan po yung mga dense population. Sir, dapat medyo maging open po ang mamamayan na hindi ito martial law, hindi po ito yung panahon ng Japanese period. Nakita natin lahat ng countries talagang ginagamit po yung even yung military para po ma-implement ang lockdown. This is a pandemic crisis and this is a means saving lives. Ito pong ginagawa po natin ay isang strategiya na para maging maayos po yung ating mga ospital dahil kasi 10 hospital na po ang overloaded. Gusto po natin ma-declag po yon ng mga non-critical people na COVID patient para po yung mga hospital natin maka-concentrate doon sa mga critical cases para po mas mataas ang ating recovery.
Paano po natin sasalain? How are we going to filter? How are we going to gather all of these people? Kasi baka may mga magvo-volunteer na wala silang pupuntahan, gusto na lang nilang magpa-confine dyan or magpa-quarantine dyan. Or meron bang screening muna or referral po ba magiging sistema?
Meron pong sistema po ang DOH at kanila pong gagawin yung talagang ginagawa nilang protocol. And then yun po kasi pagka once na nagkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na mass quarantine, mas madali po nating i-check. Magkakaroon po tayo ng mga mass testing. Kung, for example, yung mga PUIs, isang araw lang po o 2 araw na swabbing para mas maganda po na talaga mabilis ang kanilang pagte-test. Nakita po natin ng Korea, nakita po natin ng ibang countries na talaga po ang testing po talaga isa sa pinaka strategy nila para makuha po kagad ma-detect po kagad ang ating mga possible carrier ng COVID.
Okay, last question na lang po. Alam ko pong ang dami niyong ginagawa ngayon. Matanong ko lang, how are you going to run all of this? Are you going to bring in the military or AFP? Kasi alam ko kulang na po tayo ng tao and I know that your office does not have battalions of people under it. Who are you going to tap for this mass quarantine?
Nag-usap na po kami ni Chief of Staff. Ang po namin ay magkaroon po kami ng itong Rizal Memorial Coliseum ay ang mag-ano po dito ay ang Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Okay. Maraming salamat po, Secretary Galvez. I know you're a man on the go and we're praying for you. We are asking for the Lord to protect you, your family. Mag-ingat po tayo and please stay safe, stay strong, and stay healthy.
Opo, at saka pagkano po natin na ating pong pagkatiwalaan ng ating administrasyon na talagang gagawin po natin to. At saka kaya po natin to. Nakita po namin na we are on the in command at saka nakita po natin makakaya po naman natin dahil kasi nagsama-sama na po ang private at saka yung public sector. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Secretary Carlito Galvez. God bless you, sir.
Opo, nasa Rizal Coliseum na po ako. Pasensya na po.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, that was Secretary Carlito Galvez. He is the COVID-19 Action Plan Chief Implementer. And para dun po sa inyo, those questions that I asked Secretary Galvez, because when you say mass quarantine, a lot of people might start wondering, nako, baka parang ano ito, nung Japanese war na Sinona and when people were herded to the Rizal Coliseum. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not like that. We have a situation where we have people who are competing for medical facilities, competing for medical attention, and we all need to somehow do our part. We need to help the physicians do their work, the nurses do their work, and we need to segregate. As they say, medyo paghiwa-hiwalayin na po natin. Yung okay naman na may imo-monitor lang kung kayo po ay PUI, PUM, tambay lang na muna tayo doon sa mga facilities na yon. And what will happen is we will be able to, as Secretary Galvez pointed out, by putting up these mass quarantine centers, we will be able to relieve many of our hospitals, many of those hospital beds, so that the more serious cases can be attended to. Okay. Now, while Secretary Galvez and Secretary Duque are trying to prepare for that situation, and we need to compliment government for this, because when you think about it, they're now thinking advance. They're no longer just worrying about face masks. They're not worrying about respirators. I mean, some people are taking care of that already. They're now thinking of what happens when it happens 2 weeks from now. We surely see that the preparation is going to help us at least move around. But in any case, while they're doing their job, there are a lot of issues exploding in social media, in mainstream media, and part of it is this issue of the yellows versus the Duterte trolls, etc. It's become politicized. And up next, we have Greco Belgica. He is with the Presidential Anti-Corrupt. I'm sorry, Greco, I'm just getting tied up here. I'm not used to the technology, but Greco, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Kuya Cito, and it's good to see you. Tsaka good morning to all our listeners and viewers.
Okay, now, Greco, ikaw ang commissioner ng Philippine Anti-Corruption Commission, and pumuputok ngayon sa dyaryo. One big issue now is this so-called this allegation or yung independent action daw ng isa sa mga tao ninyo to file a case against Vice President Leni Robredo for competing in the fundraising activities. I didn't realize that was illegal. In any case, Greco, paki-explain nga ano ba nangyayari? Ang dami na natin problema. Nagkakagulo-gulo pa dyan.
Yeah, the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission, or PACC, has no issuance or memorandums or intentions or actions to have Vice President Leni Robredo investigated, nor anyone who is trying to help today, ng ating mga frontliners, ang mga nangangailangan tao. Wala po kaming pinaiimbestigahan at pinag-usapan na pag-iimbestigahan. Kami po ay isang commission. We are composed of 4 commissioners and 1 chairman. So we do our decisions po collegially. And this comment that came out in the news came from one commissioner on his personal and private capacity. The commission was not aware of it. Nagulat po kami lahat kahapon when news came out. So nagtawag kaagad po ako, tinawagan ko kaagad ang mga commissioners, pati po ang chairman to clear out, ano ba to, sino ba to? And then we, in the end po, we all agreed that this is not our statement, we never talked about this never crossed our mind. And inadmit naman po ng isang commissioner na kanya lamang po yun. And he was reprimanded and he was ordered to nag-gag order na po sa kanya ngayon, and it was really uncalled for. Wala pong ganon. In fact, we are very thankful sa lahat ng taong tumutulong on their personal capacity. Wala akong kulay ngayon, wala akong politika ngayon, red, white, blue, yellow, green, Pilipino tayo lahat ngayon, ang kalaban po natin, COVID. And there's no time for politicking, and that's just way off po yung ginawa niya pong yun. And patapusin lang po natin tong ating laban, i-concentrate lang po natin doon, and then we will act on these things. Pati ho yung mga issues na naitanong niyo na sa akin kanina, Kuya Sito, pati yung mga nangungupit, pati yung corruption, i-deal natin yan later.
Actually, yan ngayon na naging pulaan or speculation. There's a lot of people who are siguro parang historical na lang, traditional na lang, that if there's an epidemic or there is a catastrophe, parang pinagdududaan na natin or ng marami na sigurado magkakaroon ng nakawan dyan, especially with relief goods, etc. Ngayon, sa Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission, may natatanggap na ba kayo ng actual na mga complaints, na yung masasabi mong legitimate complaints, na oy mukhang may nagkanakawan dito or nagkaroon ng kupit dito? Okay, don't worry, Greco. Greco, that's the new life, new normal yan na may baby o may hihiyaw sa likod. Meron na ba kayo nakuha?
Sir, yes, we've been receiving reports, and we've been open in the messenger, Viber, cell phone from day one on lockdown. Nakapagpahuli na po tayo, nagpapa-verify po tayo na daily basis from the reports that we've been receiving. We're easily accessible po sa messenger, sa Viber. If you don't know my number, go through my messenger. Hanapin niyo lang yung Greco Belgica, meron po kami profile picture ni PRD po doon. And just send me and throw me the information. So of course, I've kept all their identities in confidence. Meron pong mga allegations na hinold ng mga PPEs, pinahuli po natin yan. Meron po tayong mga pinaraid. Meron po mga sumbong na ayaw papasukin yung mga pagkain na papunta sa Marawi, mga pagkain na nagkukross. In-address po natin yan at pinapasok. From the beginning, we have been helping in the background, the IATF, ako po and Senator Bongo has been helping each other. Ako po have been helping in the background to recommend and do policies. Kaya ako maraming nabago sa initial policies. So, as to corruption, marami po. Every day we've been receiving complaints. Ngayon lang po, pagising ko, I have already 300 text messages. On my phone, I receive this regularly, and sagot po namin yan. I'll end up probably with 1,000 to 2,000 messages today again. And so kasi po, that all of us are new to this So pati yung parties really has to change, So government is acting on things as it comes. So ganun po. Yung possibility ng corruption, totoo po yan, and we are aware of it, and we are acting on it. Kaya po si Presidente already had cut down the process and yung mga dadaanan. Ngayon, tinanggal na niya LGU, tinanggal na niya ang barangay, direkta na po ang national government, DSWD, na DILG, sa pamamigay po ng pera, dahil kita natin madami pong LGUs ang pumalpak dun sa relief pa lang. So, and this was raised up during the policy was being drafted, kaya si Presidente cut cut off yung barangay tsaka yan pong LGU sa pamimigay. And then we'll be utilizing po yung machinery na po na nakahanda sa DSWD, ang mga police, and we will also be maybe utilizing po itong mga bangko, mga pera padala para po pamahagi ng buong buo. Yun po ang concern natin ngayon namin ngayon, especially sa PACC at ang office ng ating Pangulo, na yung mga ipinangako ng Pangulo na pangangailangan ng mga taong talagang nangangailangan na ma-deliver buong buo, walang labis, walang kulang sa lalong madaling panahon. Dahil kailangan po ng ating mga kababayan po yan. So we will be monitoring, and that's why I've been giving a stern warning to the barangays or the government officials na huwag nilang bawasan, huwag nilang patagalin, wala pahirapan, dahil if it gets to us, there will be a day of reckoning. I promise you, I will file cases against you and I will have you arrested habang kaya ko po.
Meron bang, do we actually have a template? Kasi naisip ko ito kagabi and the other day, ewan ko kung ikaw napadalang ka na ng relief goods, no? Kami dito, kahit na medyo middle class, upper class na yung neighborhood ng Kapitolyo, at least kami napapadalan pa rin naman kami ng relief goods na pinapasa namin sa mga security guards, sa mga basurero, etc. But matanong ko, is there a standard by which we can determine whether barangay captains are actually complying or dinadaya or tinitipid itong mga relief goods? Because nadidinig ko lagi, ang variation, dalawang klase lang 2 kilos of rice and 2 cans of sardines, or 2 kilos of rice and 2 packs of mami. And I'm asking myself, bakit yung iba merong pang vitamins, yung iba may mask. So meron ba tayong standard na pwedeng sabihin sa inyo ng mga mamamayan, Chairman Greco, dinadaya ho kami dito yung noodle namin, old stock, yung noodle namin, yung pinakamura. Kasi I think there should be a standard if we're saying that this is government issued.
Yeah. Of course, kahapon po pinag-usapan namin ni Secretary Bautista po yan dahil yun nga isa natin nakita ang problema. Ang DSWD po meron standards. I think they will be giving 6 kilos of rice. Tapos meron standard po isang kahon yan. Sardines, noodles, and standard po sa kanila yan. Ang iba-iba ho is yung LGU tsaka sa barangay dahil diskarte po ng mga namamahalayan. And yan din po ang naging sukatan natin at ng Pangulo kung bakit inalis na dahil nakita nga na pumalpak ang sistema. Dahil
kasi Greco, that's my problem. Yung when you use the word diskarte, it's really up to the barangay captains to make the shot or make the call. Pero ang problema sa diskarte, dyan din nangyayari yung discount at yung kupit. And I just want to know, kayo ba kahit yung mga maliliit na bagay na yan, because of COVID-19 and because of the severity of the situation, pati maliit, papatulan nyo na? Because I remember when I last guested you on the show, we were focused more on the big fish. Mga malalaking opisyal, matataas na opisyal na nangungurakot. But now, because of all of this, pati ba yung maliliit na yan, yung mga barangay official na yan, papatulan nyo na rin?
DILG po yan, sir, specifically sa office ni Yusek Dino. So I've been coordinating closely. We have been coordinating closely kasi nakakatanggap na rin po kami ng complaints. Pero with regards to diskarte po, yun nga po ang issue. Dahil meron kasi kanya-kanyang ECQ funds ang barangay, ang local government. So, plus meron din ng national government. So, nandun po ang para nagkakaroon ng bottleneck dahil the barangay has to use their money first and then the LGU and then the national government. So, as to saan kukunin yung pondo, may pera naman ang problema, saan kukuhain. And then, of course, everybody will be saying, and they're saying, wala kaming pera, etc., etc. So, kaya nandun sa leadership po nung nasa taas kung paano niya sasabihin at bibigay ang direksyon at patatakbuhin ng kanyang mga nasa sakupan. And then, sir, basta malinaw sa national government, sa ITF, malinaw po ang mga policies na nakalatag. Tapos yung implementation po, doon po tayo magkakaroon ng malaking trabaho para maipaliwanag kung saan at kung paano ang gagawin. And then at the same time, after it, audit. Dahil, of course, after this, yun ang tanungan. Bakit yung barangay A, 5 kilo, bakit ikaw, barangay B, 2 kilo lang? Nasaan ang pondo mo? Doon po magkakaroon ng tanungan. Kaya, although po ito will happen in the post, but then, sana nga po huwag na natin paabutin doon dahil magkakahulian pa rin po. And then, yung isa po nga issue yung, kaya inalis talaga ng Pangulo yan sa mga barangay at LGU dahil, nasabi ko, hindi naman bago sa isip natin yung mga bumobotong patay, yung mga nasa listahan na patay na, so, mga resibong ginagawa. So, ang hirap pong pigilin, 42,000 ng barangay, hindi naman lahat gagawin yan. Pero if the opportunity presents itself, then baka mangyari po yan. So hindi lang barangay, pati sa local government. So kaya po ngayon wala na po yan. Lilinawin po namin ni Secretary Bautista. We have a scheduled meeting. At saka pamimigay po mamaya yung first pamimigay nitong amelioration. So we'll be there po, and ako po babantayan po namin mamaya, titingnan namin yung report, titingnan namin yung proseso pang bigay para maging malinaw sa taong bayan kung what to expect and where to go.
Okay, so there will be a day of reckoning. Pag natapos na lahat ito, there will be comparisons, who gave what, who spent what, and who should be put in front of the judge. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Commissioner Greco Belgica of the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission. You stay safe, you stay strong, and asikasuhin mo na yung baby mo na nasa background.
Thank you, sir. God bless. God bless, Kuya Sito. God bless sa Philippines. Panalangin natin ang Pangulo, panalangin natin ang bayan. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Okay, thank you very much, Commissioner. And we continue with the program. And okay, at this point, let me give some news for our viewers who are out there who have no access to the newspapers. Of course, as I always do in the morning, or I try to do in the morning, of course, here's the Philippine Star, aid COVID in politics patronage. President Rodi, okay, stop the patronage politics in aid, COVID aid. And then, of course, PNP, we won't shoot them dead, because there were people who were worried that after the president got mad, the PNP might start shooting all of those people who are doing protests. And then, sadly, here in the bottom of the page, the front page, you have that article with, let me just, my coordination is so poor. Unfortunately, our ambassador to Lebanon, Ambassador Bernadita Catalia, age 62, succumbed to COVID-19. She had served the DFA. She's a career diplomat, served the country for 27 years, and unfortunately, she passed away. I think it was midnight Beirut time yesterday. And then the Interagency Task Force has also declared that everyone who steps out of their house now has to wear a mask, a face mask. It may not be N95, but you have to wear a face mask. That debate is still a raging debate in the United States, but most of Europe have already embraced that, pointing out to Asia, where we seem to have a better grasp of things. We seem to have a more manageable situation in countries where we use face masks. Now, for those of you who are wondering about this face mask issue, let me just point out to you why you need to wear a face mask. Because there are confirmed asymptomatic cases. Mga taong hindi naman inuubo, nilalagnat, walang sakit, pero carrier pala ng COVID-19 virus. Now, let's go to our next guest. We have with us the, I have to check whether we have, we have DSWD Secretary Bautista on the line. Good morning, Secretary Bautista. Welcome to Agenda. Secretary? Hello, Secretary.
Yeah, good morning, Sir Sito.
Ay, Sito lang po. Sir, magandang umaga po sa inyo. I hope that you are well and that you are not feeling any of these problems with COVID-19. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, Sito, and hopefully I might be able to finish my quarantine by tomorrow. So, pwede na ulit mag ikot-ikot.
Okay, sasabak na naman po kayo. Now, I don't envy your situation because aside from being in quarantine, I have been placed in that quarantine before. But I think the unenviable task, pinakamalaking problema mo ngayon, is managing these billions of pesos or several billion pesos para dito sa ating social amelioration. Ano na po ba ang nangyayari? Ano ang plano?
Actually, Sir Sito, kahapon, when the initial tranche of the 100 billion that was given to us from the DBM, we immediately processed all the documents. In fact, in just one day, we were able to deposit an amount intended for the for-peace beneficiaries. When we say deposit, to the land bank, and by today, hopefully all the beneficiaries of the for-peace can now withdraw their money so that they can use it on their daily needs. Kaya itong mga for-peace na to, they are easy to determine because they are already on the list of the beneficiaries, meaning to say every month they get the salary, so we do not have a hard time of validating them. So they are deposited in the cash card. This cash card is at the same time a debit card where they can use it for withdrawal in the land bank, any branch. They can use it for payment of their utilities and even pay them in the groceries. No? Then at the same time, we also today there will be another amount that will be deposited to the beneficiaries of the modified cash transfer. We don't have a problem on this kasi same with the for-peace, they are also being paid every month. Then also today, we will also be in coordination with the LTFRB and the land bank. We'll be transferring funds intended for initially 55,000 members of the transport service group. Ito yung mga sinasabi natin mga drivers ng Toda, Joy Hike, no? Yung mga Grab drivers. So hopefully by today, the money is available on their that will be transferred. No, there's a scheme being used by the LTFRB on how to download the amount. Meron sila yung Paymaya, other money transfer. So they have the system. We leave that to the LTFRB, and we are expecting by today, the beneficiaries of that transport group will be informed that money is already available, and they can withdraw that from any money transfer or any platforms designed by the LTFRB. And at the same time, we have already downloaded, we already informed our field offices of the sub-allotment advice, meaning to say this is the amount intended for them to use in implementing the cash amelioration program. In fact, there are already regions who are prepared to implement the social amelioration program. Even here in NCR, the regional director of NCR told me that there are already 4 cities here in NCR ready for the implementation of the social amelioration program.
Okay, that's really good news, Secretary Bautista. Maraming matutuwa dyan. Ngayon, hanggang anong level po o hanggang kanino o sino ang makakatanggap nitong cash amelioration na pinapakalat ng DSWD? Kasi may mga unemployed na mga umaasa, and then may mga nagsasabi na yung mga senior citizens daw makakatanggap, yung mga PWD. Ano po ba ang direktiba ng Office of the President sa atin?
Sir Sito, with your permission, pwede bang basahin ko lang yung mga
Yes, sir.
natin?
You have all the time. I'm giving it all to you dahil gusto po namin na sa inyo manggaling yung information. Go ahead, sir.
Ito po sa Sir Sito, no? Dali lang, ito. Yan. Sandali lang, Sir Sito.
Yes, sir.
Ito
In
po,
any case,
ito
okay,
po
go ahead,
mga
sir.
beneficiaries natin. Of course, we have the 4-piece beneficiaries. Pangalawa, we have the informal economy workers. I-mention ko lang kung sino yung mga under dito. These are the directly hired or occasional workers. Ito yung mga contracted to do work on a irregular basis. Subcontracted workers, employee of a subcontractor. Home workers, house helpers, drivers of pedicab, tricycle, PUJs, PUBs, and transport PUBs, among others. Transportation network, vehicle service drivers, micro entrepreneurs and producers, operators of sari-sari stores, family enterprise owners, sub-minimum wage earners, farmers, employees affected by no work, no pay, stranded workers, senior citizens, persons with disability, pregnant and lactating women, solo parents, overseas Filipinos in distress. We have to coordinate this with DOLE, indigenous people, underprivileged and homeless individuals, and other members of the vulnerable sectors. Anyway, Sir Sito, we have provided the guidelines on the cities and municipalities so that they will be guided accordingly kung sino ba yung sinasabi nating mga target beneficiaries.
Okay, so kanino po manggagaling ang first move? Who has to make the first move? Because we are all under quarantine, many of these, in fact, next door, may construction, stranded ang mga workers, wala silang pupuntahan. Na kanino po ang first move sa bagay na ito? Will it be the barangay? Kasi I know na yung mayors, they've already gathered all the information regarding their tricycle drivers, jeepney drivers, etc. Now, as far as all of this, ano ang gagawin ng tao para makasama sila sa listahan ninyo?
Actually, ang unang ginawa dito is from the DSWD, nagbigay kami ng template for the social amelioration card. No?
Okay.
From given to the municipality or city LGU or even the province. Then, i-reproduce po ito ng LGU kasi meron naman itong barcode. Then, they will going to distribute it either by barangay, Yung means po kung paano lang i-distribute, we leave that to the LGU. Then there will be 2 copies of the social amelioration card. Ipapapil up po to sa target beneficiaries. Pag na-fill upan po yon, yung isang copy ay may iwan po ito sa target beneficiary. Yung isa, ibabalik sa munisipyo. Then sa munisipyo, yung kopya po doon, ibibigay po sa DSWD, Field Office or Regional Office. And that starts the validation. Ito po ang pinaka-critical to na i-validate para to ensure na yung cash amelioration fund will really be received by yung target beneficiaries. Pero ano to simultaneous actions to na ang ginawa namin condition dito, though hindi pa fully validated, we will just provide the transfer of funds to the LGU after the signing of the MOA. Kaya
So
para
bali ibibigay mo na yung logistics, pakawalan nyo na yung pondo, documents to follow or documents subject to verification, and then sa bandang huli na lang tayo magkwekwentahan ng listahan.
Yes, sir. Tuloy-tuloy po ang validation. So anyway, ang point naman dito is since ang LGU knows the profile of their community, kaya
Yes.
apparently madali na lang po yung validation na yan in
Okay.
fact, yung mga ibang may mga ibang LGU na mabibilis, kaya sila rin po ang most likely maunang makapag-implement ng social amelioration program. Pero nais ko lang linawin na yung pag-distribute nito ay there will be a monitoring team, no, to be composed of the AFP, PNP, DILG, DSWD, just to ensure na yung ayuda ay talagang matatanggap ng mga rightful target beneficiaries.
Okay, last question ko na lang, Secretary Bautista. Ano po ang timeline? How many days, how many weeks? Kasi marami na namang mga nagmamagaling dyan, sinasabi masyadong mabagal, masyadong matagal. Sabi ko nga doon sa column ko, akala ninyo humihingi kayo ng pera sa fast food o sa drive-thru. Just to manage the expectation of people, how soon will, yung 4Ps, alam natin, kinascade nyo na yan as of today. And then some of the transport sector, kinakascade nyo na through LTFRB. But for the rest of those people on the list, what's the realistic timeline?
Sir, actually, may mga LGUs kasi, sir, na mabibilis, no? In fact, as I mentioned earlier, today, meron nang mag-implement ng cash amelioration program.
Okay.
So, if the LGU can, sabihin natin, matapos lahat yung hindi naman yung requirement naman namin is not stringent So kung matapos lang yun, hopefully by 2 or 3 days ma-implement yung cash amelioration program. Pero sabi ko nga, Sito, na we depend on the LGU kung kaano sila kabilis mag-process o kaya maano yung requirement. Ang critical, ang importante lang naman dito is after the signing of the MOA, no?
Yeah.
So, in terms of validation, Sito, i-share ko lang,
Go ahead, please.
May mga nagsasabi kasing LGU na dapat istiktuhan namin ang validation. So, yung iba naman sabi na luwangan natin yung validation. Sabi namin, we leave that to the LGU kasi kayo ang nakakaalam ng profile ng inyong mga constituents. Ang sabi lang ng iba, syempre that is a people's money. So we have to ensure na lahat ng mga katanggap doon ay talaga yung qualified at credible na target beneficiaries. At the same time, yung nakukuha rin namin sa ground na they want to ensure that there will be no duplication of assistance na binibigay doon sa target beneficiaries. Kasi alam naman natin na bukod dito sa cash amelioration program, there are other assistance na provided din ng LGU at the same time sa mga agencies in terms of food and non-food items.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of good news. So 2 to 3 days, the social amelioration assistance, nasa LGU na yan, kung gaano kabilis gumalaw. And it seems you've covered everyone, including single parents, senior citizens, and stranded workers. So great job, Secretary Bautista, and we hope that you stay strong, stay healthy, and stay safe. And may God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Sir Sito. Likewise, stay safe and stay healthy, sir.
Okay. Maraming salamat po. That, ladies and gentlemen, that's Secretary Rolando Bautista, Secretary of the DSWD. And as he mentioned, there are so many recipients, so many people who will be covered. Practically everyone is going to be covered except for someone who's probably in the 32% and up tax bracket. Karamihan ng mga sinabi ni Secretary Bautista, pati mga domestic helpers kasama, tricycle driver, single parents or solo parents, etc. kasama dyan sa social amelioration. We'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, we will continue with the program. Please stay here. Continue watching Agenda here on One News Signal TV. Hello. Hello. Oh. 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 Okay, okay. Nakadikit ba siya kay Duque? Ay, naku. Oo. Kasi magkasama ngayon si Duque at saka si Galvez. Oh. Tapos yan, anong susunod natin? Okay. Okay. Sabi ko na ang sige. So, Gregorio? Okay. Oh, sige. Magsi-CR lang ako Oh. Ano, no? Ha? Sige, sige po. Ha?
Then I just told him. Okay. No, yeah, they're doing that in the future. Okay. I just told him. Thanks.
Okay, welcome back to Agenda here on One News. You're watching us through Signal TV and also Facebook Live. Now, I just got a message from my sister Marisa that many of you heard my comment asking for, telling our EP, I got to go to the toilet. And welcome to reality. That is now reality TV in the Philippines. That is what COVID-19 has brought you, a more real, more real situation. In fact, if you heard my interview with Greco Belgica, there was a puppy in the background, there was a baby in the background, and we're all going to have to get used to that. And in case you notice, I'm also just wearing my shirt because I forgot my suit. I forgot to wear my jacket, and we are all adjusting to this new reality. To be honest, as a media person, while I'm trying to stay cool, comfortable, seemingly all right, I'm really stressed out. It's very stressful trying to make do with lamps from your daughter's study table, trying to get build your own prompters and etc. But that's part of the job. Our job is to get the news to you, to get the information to you, and to at least help you try to stay in touch with what's going on and be hopeful. Okay, next up we have Greg Gregorio, our correspondent. Uh, Greg, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sita, and good morning to everyone who's with us today.
Okay, Greg Gregorio is our TV5 news correspondent. Greg, update naman sa mga nangyayari. First of all, I suppose you are broadcasting from your house.
Yes, Sita, that's correct. We are under a work from home setup as of the moment.
Did you ever imagine yourself having to do this? Because I certainly, I'm Jurassic, I'm a senior citizen, and I'm having a hard time. You seem to be, ikaw mukhang millennial ka pa naman eh. How is it for you?
This is kind of new din kasi we're sanay tayo na nasa labas, gathering news and delivering it as it is from where we are. Pero ngayon, because of this current situation, we have to adjust. Like what you have said, this is our new reality as of the moment as the COVID-19 cases are continuously growing and the pandemic isn't still resolved yet.
How did it change your reportorial process? Because I have to confess, I watch more news now than I ever have. And alam mo ko, lahat ng dyaryo binabasa ko, nanonood na ako ng newscast sa umaga. But now, I'm practically spending 6-7 hours watching the news just to gather the data. How has it changed your reportorial process?
Well, since we have started work from home, I've been monitoring news since from the time that I wake up and up to the time before I go to bed, because we have to monitor the developments when it comes to the COVID-19 updates. How many laboratories do we have now? Dumating na ba yung mga PPEs that we have ordered or the government has procured? Or ilan na ba yung mga cases as we speak? Ilan na ba yung mga doktor na posible na sinasabi nga nito nakaraan na mga namatay dahil sa COVID-19? We are monitoring all of that on a daily basis. Unlike nung dati na nasa labas tayo, we are just focused on one setup eh. Pero after the duty, we're kind of free to do everything. But now, we are more focused on the news.
So basically, it's a lot of cell phone work, a lot of internet work, laptop work.
Yes, exactly. Tulad nga din sa DOH, unlike the usual setup of press conference, since the start of the enhanced community quarantine, they have implemented virtual press conferences. And
Yes.
from there, and in there, they just answer limited questions from the media and from the public. They gather questions from social media, Facebook, Twitter, and then some questions from media partners like us and our friends from other networks.
Okay, so what's happening here is you now have to undertake more verification, I assume. Kasi hindi ito harapan, hindi in your face type of news gathering. So, is the news does the news come out more accurate nowadays because of double verification, or it's still hit and miss?
I can say it's still accurate, but it's not as speedy as it is released before, because now we are talking about datas, and for example, we have more than 2,000 cases already. Then DOH would have to verify again and again and again about these cases coming from different hospitals, and the release of the test results isn't still how is it supposed to be, because ang sabi dati, results are expected to come out 1 or 2 days after the test is conducted, pero ngayon, from how is it going, it takes them more days.
Okay. Well, in any case, so speaking of data, what can you give us an update as far as the caseloads are concerned, the statistics, and any new pronouncements?
Yes, on the statistics, we now have 2,633 COVID-19 cases in the country. That's after the DOH has recorded an additional 322 cases from April 1 to April 2. And our COVID-19 mortalities has now reached the 100 mark. In fact, we now have 107 patients who have died because of COVID 19, and we have 51 patients who have recovered from the virus. And the with this additional cases on a daily basis, the Department of Health said this is still an artificial rise because of the increasing testing capacity. We can now get the results of those backlog specimens from the days before, prior to the arrival of testing kits as donated by other countries.
So all of these cases that are coming up in the reports or in the updates are not necessarily new contaminations. They could very well be pre-existing cases, mga dati ng mga may sakit na nandiyan sa lipunan, pero hindi natin alam kasi at that time, months back, we were not able and we did not have the means to test. So, but as far as this flatten the curve campaign, are there any indicators that would tell us, hey, something is changing? Kasi minomonitor ko, I actually do daily clippings of the DOH updates, and there are good days and there are bad days, but there's nothing there that tells me whether it's working or not working.
Yes, Ito, according to the Department of Health, in a few days we can now see the real-time increase of cases. That is with the increasing testing capacity of the Philippines. In fact, as we speak, we now have 8 laboratories conducting independent COVID-19 testing across the nation. These are the Baguio General Hospital, aside from the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine, who's been conducting the test since day one. We now have Baguio's General Hospital Medical Center, San Lazaro Hospital, Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center, Southern Philippines Medical Center, and the UP National Institute of Health as an extension laboratory. And we also have Lung Center of the Philippines and Western Visayas Medical Center. Itong Western Visayas Medical Center, yan yung bagong dagdag doon sa ating mga laboratories na nakakapag-test na ng COVID-19. Kakapasa lang nila sa five stages of accreditation from the RITM. Tapos we have 5 more laboratories that are under stage 4 of the accreditation. Yan yung Bicol Public Health Laboratory, Victoriano Luna Hospital, St. Luke's Medical Center in QC, and in Taguig, also the Medical City. Sabi ni Secretary Duque kahapon, sa mga susunod na araw pwede na silang mabigyan itong certificate na pwede na silang makapag-test. Pagka nabigyan na sila ng certificate, mas bibilis yung testing natin. Hindi lang sinabi kung kailan eksakto talaga, pero dahil dito, makikita na natin yung real-time na increase ng ating mga cases.
Okay, so at least the good news is there are more testing facilities, there are more testing laboratories. The DOH is confident that we will start seeing movement and signs of this curve slowly going down, but all of that remains to be seen. Anyway, Greg, it was good to touch base with you today, and we hope that, like all of us, you will stay indoors for the time being. Pare-pareho na lang tayong detainee ni COVID-19. You stay strong, stay healthy, and stay safe.
Thank you, Sito, and stay safe then.
Okay, from Greg Gregorio, our news correspondent at TV5, we now move to our next guest, Carlo Carlon. Carlo Carlon is the project founder of Lend the Bike. Good morning, Carlo. Are you on air?
Yes, good morning,
Okay, I can
Sir
hear.
Sito. Good morning.
Okay, I can hear you, Carlo, and congratulations on being one of those Filipinos who's taken an initiative to help people, particularly our frontliners. Can you please give us a quick background on what got you to establish Lend the Bike and what is it all about?
Okay. Nung March 17, 2 days after the ECQ was declared in NCR, marami kasi ako nakitang mga naglalakad na lang ng mga frontliners, mga health workers natin. And then very timely, may isa akong kaibigan, si Iyo Santiago. He messaged me, sabi niya, bakit hindi ka kaya mag-post at manghingi ng mga or magtanong sa mga siklistang kaibigan kung may mga willing magpahiram. So sabi ko, sige nga, i-conceptualize ko yan. So on March 17, nag-post ako sa page ko asking if cyclists, especially my friends, are willing to lend their bikes to frontliners who are in need of bike transport at the time. So nagulat ako kasi in a very few hours lang, grabe yung overwhelming yung response ng mga kaibigan ko at saka kahit hindi kaibigan sa Facebook lang. So mula March 17, kinabukasan kaagad nakapagpahiram ako ng personal bike ko sa isang frontliner from Antipolo na nagtatrabaho siya sa Pasig at naglalakad lang. And then from there, nagtuloy-tuloy na siya. And on March 19, I officially created a Facebook community called Lend a Bike Project. At naging platform ito para maghiraman ang mga siklista, magpahiram sa mga nangangailangan nating frontliners and health workers.
Okay, in fact, Carlo, one of my friends reached out to me because alam niya na ako nag-iipon ako ng bisikleta. I realized this when we were volunteers in Tacloban during Yolanda, na even if you had millions of pesos in your pocket, it was useless because you couldn't buy gasoline, you couldn't buy anything during that catastrophe. And yung mga talagang nakagalaw ng husto were the people who had bicycles. Now, as far as this situation is concerned, where do you plan to take it? Kasi I was thinking about it this morning, and actually the last 3 mornings, I was saying, in my conversations with God, sabi ko, Lord, parang lumamig sa Pilipinas, mas kumalma. And I suppose it's because we have less pollution in Metro Manila, that the climate or the temperature is a lot milder for a summer. And then it occurred to me, siguro dapat we should promote more of bike riding from among our employees instead of cars. And there's a proposal from I think Joey Concepcion and some business leaders na ang papagalawin lang yung mga mass transit, yung mga trains. Given that probability under the ECQ2, medyo baka kailangan mas marami ng bisikleta. What's your thoughts on this?
Okay, actually, Sir Sito, I have 2 visions, no, for the cycling community in the Philippines. Number one, sana ma-replicate ito sa ibang lugar. Actually, it's happening already now. May dalawa na pong nag-replicate. One is in Davao at saka sa Cebu. Ginagawa nila basically same thing that we are doing here, and I'm coordinating with them. I'm guiding them go through this project. But on the more long term, I've been trying to push for cycling, for bike commuting as an alternative transport. It's good for the environment. Maganda siya, wala siyang damage sa ating environment. Puro benefit lang yung nakukuha kung nakikita kong makukuha natin sa cycling. So sana pagkatapos nito, itong crisis natin ay ma-realize ng gobyerno natin from the national government down to the local government to support cycling and promote cycling as a transport and promote and at the same time support by building infrastructures. No? Katulad ng mga ibang bansa na napuntahan ko, na ang gaganda ng kanilang mga bike commuting programs doon kasi supported siya ng infrastructure ng kanilang mga gobyerno. Yun po yung isang long-term na vision ko po na mangyari dito sa atin.
Well, we will surely support you. And Carlo, siguro para dun sa mga nagtatanong sa'yo, I know one of the best sources for bikes, cheap bikes, are actually those Japanese surplus stores. They always have a minimum of 10, 15 bikes. Yung mga bisikleta bang na lost and found sa Japan, sa Taiwan, mga binasura sa ibang bansa. And they're, a lot of Filipinos just ignore them. But nowadays, we are realizing they are gold. And under ECQ2, medyo maghanap na po kayo ng bisikleta. So, Carlo, I just really want to commend you for what you're doing. You can get my direct number from my staff, and let's work together on this because I really believe that we're going to need all the bicycles we can get after the initial quarantine because marami tayong mga empleyado. And by the way, yung aking kapatid sa pananampalataya, Kim Atienza, and my colleague in media, he actually bikes to their studio, I think something like 20 kilometers. And sabi niya, after a week, manina, kayang-kaya na. Thank you very much, Carlo.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Cito.
Okay, that's Carlon, Lend the Bike Project founder, and another Filipino trying to do something for the Philippines in COVID-19. Well, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. We just want to thank you for joining us today. Pagpasensyahan nyo na po yung aming mga maliliit na mga glitches, bloopers, yung pamamaalam para pumunta sa banyo, ganun talaga. Yan po ang realidad under COVID-19. Wala nang hiya-hiya, trabaho lang. And may I ask all of you, please, let's work together. Magtulungan tayo. Watch my back as I watch your back. Let's not bitch and moan. Let's start praying because we need to be Filipinos helping each other, not fighting with each other. This is today's episode of Agenda. Please stay strong, stay safe, stay healthy, and may God bless all of you. We love you.